Rain was falling hard when he first heard her whisper, "Please don't leave me here." The words were soft, almost lost under the sound of passing cars and water hitting metal, but they stopped him cold. He turned back toward the bus stop, unsure why his feet refused to keep moving, and that single moment changed the course of both their lives forever. Mark had just finished a long shift at the warehouse. As a single dad, every day felt like a race between exhaustion and responsibility. His 8-year-old daughter, Lily, was waiting at home with a babysitter, and all he wanted was to get back, warm up some dinner, and hear her laugh. But there she was on the bench, a young woman sitting stiffly in a simple blue dress, rain soaking her hair, a white cane resting across her knees, a dark cloth gently tied over her eyes. People passed by without slowing down. Some glanced. Most didn't. It was as if she were invisible. He hesitated. He didn't want to scare her. Carefully, he spoke, telling her his name, telling her he was just someone waiting for the bus, too. She turned her face toward his voice instantly, relief flickering across her expression. Her name was Anna. She said she had been waiting for over an hour. The last bus had come and gone, and the driver hadn't even noticed her standing there. Her phone was dead. She didn't know if another bus would come. She didn't know if anyone would help. Mark felt something tighten in his chest. He sat down, keeping his voice calm, describing the rain, the street, the red truck parked behind the shelter. Small details so she wouldn't feel alone in the dark. Anna listened carefully, as if holding on to every word. She told him she lost her sight 2 years ago after an illness. Since then, life had become a series of quiet humiliations. Missed buses, whispered pity, people who spoke to whoever was with her instead of to her. When he offered to wait with her until the next bus, she smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. She said people often promise that. Most didn't stay. Mark stayed. Minutes passed. Rain soaked through his clothes, but he didn't move. They talked about simple things. His daughter, her love of old music, the way she used to paint before she lost her sight. Slowly, Anna's tense posture softened. For the first time that night, she laughed, a sound that felt fragile and rare. Another bus came. The driver slowed, then sped up again. Anna's shoulders fell. Mark stood abruptly, anger flashing across his face. He waved his arms, shouting, forcing the bus to stop. He guided Anna gently, making sure the driver knew she was there, making sure she was seated safely. As the doors closed, she reached out, gripping his wrist. "Why did you help me?" she asked quietly. He didn't have a clever answer. He just said, "Because I'd want someone to help my daughter." The bus pulled away. Mark walked home soaked and late, but his heart felt heavier and lighter at the same time. He told Lily about the blind girl at the bus stop, and Lily listened with wide eyes. "Daddy," she said, "you did the right thing." Weeks passed. Life went on. Then one afternoon, Mark received a letter from a legal aid office. His stomach dropped. He had been struggling financially, fighting a custody-related housing issue he barely understood. He assumed the worst. But when he arrived, guided into the office, he heard a familiar voice. Anna. She stood confidently now, her cane in hand, her eyes uncovered. She explained that she wasn't completely blind. She had limited sight with treatment and adaptive tools. That night at the bus stop had been a test of sorts, not planned, but revealing. Anna worked as an advocate for accessible transport and legal rights for disabled individuals. She had recognized Mark's name through a case file. He was the same man facing eviction due to an unfair technicality. She had taken his case personally. Mark sat in stunned silence as she explained everything. How she had pulled strings, worked overtime, and fought the system with quiet determination. His case was resolved. He and Lily would keep their home. When he tried to thank her, his voice broke. Anna smiled gently. "You stayed when no one else did," she said. You treated me like a human being, not a problem. I just returned the favor. Their lives crossed again and again after that. Not as rescuer and rescued, but as equals. Lily grew attached to Anna, holding her hand and describing the world with childish honesty. Mark found himself laughing more, hoping more. Anna found in their small family something she hadn't realized she'd been missing: belonging. The truth Mark discovered that night wasn't about Anna's eyesight. It was about how invisible people become when the world is in a hurry, and how one small act of kindness can uncover strength, purpose, and unexpected connection. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who believes kindness still matters, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that remind us how powerful compassion can be. Because sometimes, the most life-changing moments happen when we simply choose not to walk away.